Hey, good morning. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Money Market Review. Okay, I think we have, I always like to start once we have 30 persons. I think we have that, so we will just jump right into it. Okay, just go ahead and share my screen with us. Just a minute, please. Okay. Yes. So we will begin with Forex Factory, of course. Look at what Forex Factory what high impact data we have for today. Let's look at that briefly. Okay, so today we already by 8 a.m. we already had GDP data. I think this came out positive for um GDP GBP. And because of that, we'll see if we check the chart, and that was the chart I was just on before coming here. We saw that there was a lot of strength. Market is reacting to the positive GBP data coming out. The positive retail sales data coming out on GBP, right? But after this 8 a.m., we still have a couple of data that will be coming out. We have core PPI, that's by 2:30. We have PPI. We have building permits. Okay, this is not high impact. We have PPI data today by 2:30, and we have prelim consumer sentiment later by 4 p.m. So the thing is that PPI is just like CPI. Okay, PPI is just like CPI. Now, most times when you CPI studies consumer price, right? Looking at the cost of consumer goods, right? And that's one of the leading measures of inflation, right? That's one of the leading measures of inflation. But when you also talk about PPI is now coming from the place of producers. Okay, so when we talk about PPI, we're talking about producers. Okay, producers price index, right? So when you look at PPI, we're now looking at it from the view or from the eyes of the producers. How much is material resources, all the resources that are needed to produce? What is the cost? That's what we're looking at. You understand? What is the cost of something like, let's say, steel for production? What is the cost of something? You understand? So it's the difference between, for instance, the difference between gari and cassava. That's just what we're talking about. Okay, difference between gari and cassava. So if we're considering gari, we'll be looking at gari as consumer price index, but we're looking at cassava as producer price index. You understand? So normally before now, whenever this data comes out, before PPI used to come out before CPI. PPI used to come out before CPI, and we know that most times when PPI comes out like that, we can tell what CPI will do, because most times it is the cost of PPI that will determine or PPI will determine CPI, because it is the cost of those raw materials that will determine what producers, how much producers will sell the finished product. You understand? So that's how it works. That's how CPI and that's how PPI works. Okay. So if we look at it, if you're looking at how to trade PPI today, there's a high chance that the dollar might actually go in the same direction that it went for CPI, but with less volatility. It's very possible, as we have seen many times. I think only very few instances where we had a lot of volatility in PPI. Most times you have more volatility in CPI than PPI. But of course, it's a trading opportunity, an opportunity that we can take advantage of. Okay. So let's move on. So that means that for today we'll be looking at the dollar by 2:30 p.m. and by 4 p.m. So it's possible that with whatever weakness the dollar is having now during that time, it would actually gain strength. Now, this is the dollar index. I'm on 15 minutes, but let's start from the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you could see that the dollar has done 2 days after that CPI data. The dollar has done 2 days of retracement. 2 days of retracement, but it doesn't mean that there is the dollar is not still on her uptrend. Okay, now if you check this out, after this series of fall, you know, to tell us that price is on a downtrend, even if you try to retrace, you know, we had this fall. Price, the dollar index broke structure here. Why are we going to say broke structure? Because normally it should continue giving us lower lows to continue this downtrend, but it's broken structure around here by trading up to its last low and then giving us higher lows instead. To come down, give us higher low, go up, give us higher low, go up, give us. So there's still a high chance that there is still, like in terms of the trend, there is still nothing that suggests that this uptrend has been totally broken when it comes to the dollar. You understand? What the dollar has just done is that the dollar has done 2 days of retracement. You understand? The dollar has done 2 days of retracement. Okay, and that does not mean that we're now going to say the dollar is now on a downward trend. Okay, even if we see on 1 hour that after that push up, this is 13th, 14th, and 15th, we had this retracement, but it doesn't mean. Okay, is it just, I hope, are there other persons that can hear me so that I'm sure that it is it's okay. Others can hear me then. Others can hear me. So let's continue. Now, if you look at the dollar index like this, if you look at it like this, you would agree with me that there is still nothing, like I said, there's still nothing that suggests that, okay, it's time for that fall. Okay, what we have seen is, of course, 2 days of retracement, but price is still on that uptrend. So it's very possible that when PPI comes out today, we could actually see a pushback to the upside of the dollar index. And then whatever retracement that price will do, most likely maybe it will do it to this point before it pushes back to the upside. Okay, so personally, I still feel like there's going to be strength in the dollar, especially when PPI data comes out later today. Okay, so that said, considering the fact that yes, the dollar is kind of weak, but we are being cautious because there is still room for the dollar to push up. That is how we are also going to trade US pairs today. Okay, so we look at Euro USD. Let's get a clearer chart. Okay, look at Euro USD. Now, it means that if we're going to be expecting strength in the dollar, it's very possible that let me stop this video. Okay, so it's very possible that if we're going to be expecting strength in dollar, it's very possible that Euro USD is still going to drop. Now, if you also check Euro USD on the daily time frame, you will notice that Euro USD is also on a downtrend. Euro USD is also on a downtrend. Look at it. It's broken the structure of this uptrend, and it has given us consecutive lower lows and lower highs. Okay, and right now, with the retracement that it has made of 2 days, it has not still traded to the last high. So that downtrend is still kind of intact. Okay, that downtrend is still kind of intact. There's another thing I always use, which I call divergence. You know, there's another thing I always look, which I call divergence. Most times, I try to consider what the divergence of the market is. Now, if you check on 1 hour, if you check from the recent low of this place, you see, if I draw a line, you will see that this line is pointing upwards, isn't it? This line like this is pointing upwards. But if I draw that same line on my RSI from this point to this point, what can you see? You can see that while this one is pointing upwards, this one is pointing what? Downwards. That's what we call a divergence. And the strategy that will take time to really explain to us, but that's what we call a divergence. When you look at 2 recent lows, okay, when you connect 2 recent lows, you can see that this one is like upwards, okay, but my RSI is showing what? Downwards. That's a divergence. And so that means that it's very possible that we have a fall or a sell on Euro USD. Okay, so how am I going to trade Euro USD today? Talking about that, how do I trade Euro USD today? There are two ways I can trade Euro USD. The first one I can do is I can have a sell limit around this zone here. I can have a sell limit around here. Okay. So what that means is that I can have a sell all this zone here like this. I can be looking out for a sell from this zone. Looking out for a sell from this zone from maybe somewhere like this point here. So I can have a sell limit at around 1.07845. I can have a sell limit at around 1.07845 on Euro USD, and monitor it as it comes down. But I expect a major sell on Euro USD with some of the things we have discussed, right? Now, but if I look at so I have that sell limit at 1.07845, right? But also I can see that we have a strong support zone here. We have like on 15 minutes we have a verified support zone here. So I could also, if price doesn't head towards my sell limit, to take advantage of my sell limit, I could just watch for price to break below 1.07520. Let price close below 1.07520. Let price close below 1.05720. And then I can look out for around 30 pips. I can look out for around 30 pips. 30 pips of sell from 1.07520. I could sell to around 1.07280 or 250. I can sell to around 1.07250 or 280, right? So I could have a sell limit at 1.07840, right? Or I could wait for price to close below 1.07520. Okay, and if it sells below that point, I will sell to, and so if it closes below that point, I will sell to 1.07280 or thereabout. Okay. That's my take on Euro USD. Okay. Now let's look at GBP USD that had a high impact news. GBP USD just had a high impact news released. And that's why we have this spike in the market, right? Personally, I still feel like when it comes to looking at the trend of the market, GBP USD is still I still expect GBP USD to actually fall. Okay, I expect GBP USD to actually fall. Well, we do not have an established trend on GBP USD like we have on Euro USD. You will notice that this place like this, there's a range in the market, after the consecutive bullish move that GBP USD has done, we've seen a series of range from last year, and we do not still have any change to that trend. You understand? So there's still a range in this market. But if we notice on 1 hour, we can tell that GBP USD has hit a very strong resistance as of this morning. And given the fact that I still expect a bullish trend in this market, okay, it's very possible that from this is a good point for us to look out for a sell limit. So even if that data comes and price comes up to this point again, I can have my sell limit at 1.26070. 1.26070. Okay, 1.26070. You understand? So I could have it around that point, right? I could have it around that point. Now, understand the fact that this is a strong zone. So I really hope price comes back towards this place, because this is a place for you to look out for a sell around the 1.26 thousand zone. That is a good zone for you to look out for a sell in the market, right? If price heads back towards that zone, you want to look out for a sell in that market. Okay, so that is a place to look at. But another thing is that if price can now break below, if GBP USD can break below, that's close below, we can monitor it on 15 minutes. If it closes below 1.25710, if it closes below 1.25710, then I would expect a further sell of around 30 pips. I expect a further sell to 1.25430. If GBP USD closes below 1.25710, I expect it to sell to 1.25430. Okay, so that is it. That's my take on GBP USD. Okay, so I said that we could have a sell limit at 1.26070. All these zones here that I've marked around here, we can look out for a sell from that zone. But also we can wait for price to close below 1.25710. If it closes below 1.25710, we can sell for that to 1.25430. Okay, So move on from Euro USD and let's look at something like GBP JPY. We've considered $2 pairs. Let's consider non-dollar pairs. Okay. GBP JPY, we'll check it out on the daily time frame. Okay, so for GBP JPY, you will notice that we've had a bullish move for GBP JPY. GBP JPY is still on an uptrend. And there is still room. Let me go to monthly time frame so that we see there's still room for GBP JPY to actually push upwards. At least, although it is currently in a resistance zone, but we'll have around, oh wow, around 600 pips to that particular resistance. Okay, this monthly time frame, so you know we may not want to pay too much attention. But if you look at it on the daily time frame, we've had 2 days of sell, but GBP JPY has still shown that it's on that uptrend, especially with the way yesterday's candle closed, where we had a whole lot of rejection in the market. Okay, we had a whole lot of rejection in the market to show that there is a lot of bullish pressure in the market. Okay, there's a lot of bullish pressure in GBP JPY. And so that means that there's a high chance that we could still see a further buy on GBP JPY. So where I will be watching out for on GBP JPY is once price trades above. Okay, good. Where GBP JPY even is now, this zone here was a very strong support that launched GBP JPY back to the upside. Right now, what I'm waiting for is for GBP JPY to close above 189.370. It closes above 189.370. If it closes above 189.370 or 189.380, I will buy. And I'll be looking out for up to 50 pips. I'll be looking out for up to 50 pips. If it closes above 189.380, I will buy to 189.900. Now, this is a good move. So you need to be patient for it to close above this point. You can mark it, just mark it on your chart, 189.380, to say that, oh, once price closes above this zone, okay, if you are looking at it on the 1 hour, you know that you just need to check it every o'clock. Once it's 9 o'clock, you can check. Once it's 10 o'clock, you can check. If price closes above this zone, I should be looking out to buying to 189.900. Okay, so there's a lot of bullish pressure in GBP JPY, and that is what I will be doing. I will be buying GBP JPY. Okay, so let's look at indices. Let me look at DE40. So of course, I have always preached that if you're trading these instruments, what you're targeting is actually buys from support. I've always said that indices, if you're trading indices at this zone, what you are actually looking at is for a buy from support, because at the end of the day, price is on an uptrend. The index markets, they're on an uptrend, and even after the CPI of day before yesterday, you can see how much the market moved to the upside. Now, let's consider something, and let's understand that D30 is at an all-time high, right? It is at an all-time high. So let's understand that right now. And if you have worked with me or you joined my analysis, you know that I have always said that whenever a market is at an all-time high, okay, whenever a market is at an all-time high, we can actually look at the market is at an all-time high. There's a lot of risk looking out for a further buy. You understand? If market is at an all-time high, I always have a problem looking out for a further buy. If market is at an all-time low, I always have a problem looking out for a further sell. You understand? I always have a problem like that. So at this point, like looking at DE30, I will not be looking at buying from this zone. Okay, I'll not be looking at buying from this zone. I would rather, whatever buy I'm going to be looking out for would be for price to retrace. I will expect a major retracement in the market before I consider any further buy. Okay, so I'm not going to come here now and give us a buy stop above this point and all that, even if I admit that it's very possible that DE40 continues buying. You understand? Yes, it continues buying, but the truth is that if I'm buying from here, it's hard to tell where I'm buying to. It's hard to tell where I'm buying to. You understand? So what I would just advise that we do on DE40 and other indices is just go to 15 minutes, apply your 50 period moving average on your chart. Go to 15 minutes, apply your 50 period exponential moving average on your chart. Once you do that, wait for price to give you this confirmation for a sell. Let it give you two consecutive bearish candles. Two bearish candles, that's something like this. Say the first one closed below, the second one closed below. Let it do that. If it does that, you can actually look out for a sell. You can look out for scalping a sell. But once price sells to this point, if price sells to this point, if price sells to around 140, if price sells to 17,020, if price sells to 17,020, you can look out for a buy there. You can now look out for a buy from that 17,020. You can look out for a buy to 17,070. 17,020 to 17,070. Okay, so 17,020 to 17,070. Okay, so that's how it is. I would advise that let price give you the two consecutive bearish candles below the 50 period moving average, and then you can scalp the retracement. You can scalp itself, but from 17,020, from 17,020, we should be looking out for a pushback up to 17,070. 17,070. You understand? So that's it. We'll move on from DE40. So like I said, for DE40, I'm not comfortable with a buy, even if I admit that it could actually buy, because the problem is I don't know where I'm buying to. So even if you're scalping a buy, you need to be very careful with that. I feel like it's too risky. You understand? I just wish there are people who always tell me that I'm on a buy. I entered a buy from support because of what you said, and I'm on a buy. You understand? But if you're not on a buy, wait for it to retrace towards support, and you can take advantage of that. You understand? So let's look at US 100. Okay, so for US 100, D30 is at its D30 is at like a new high. US 100 happens to be on the way. It's on the way to that new high. You understand? The problem now is that it is affected by verified resistance. So we know that US 100 is on an uptrend. We know that the best thing to always do when trading this instrument is a buy from support, and we can always also see on the 1 hour time frame that US 100 gave us what we call a Mariobozu. A Mariobozu. Look at it. This is what we call a Mariobozu, a candle that has little or no wick. It has little or no wick. Look at it. So it's a candle that shows a lot of bullish pressure. Okay, when you see a candle like this, it shows a lot of bullish pressure. So what I would advise, there's a high chance that price is going to buy. The high chance that price is going to buy. If you are for scalpers, people want to scalp a buy. You can scalp a buy, but the truth is that US 100 is at a strong resistance. So I would advise that let it close. Let US 100 close above 17,990. Let it close above 17,990. And if it does that, we can still see more room for it to buy, at least till that 230 news. If it closes above 17,990, we can look out for a buy to around 18,050. 18,050. Okay. If it closes above 17,990, we can look out for a buy to 18,050. 18,050. Okay, 18,050. Now, but US 100 is very bullish. There is a lot of bullish strength in US 100. Okay, so if you're trading US 100, you should be looking out for a buy, especially if it closes above 17,990. You understand? Then you can buy to 18,050. You understand? So that's how it works. That's how it works for US 100. Okay, so after US 100, I think we can look at commodities. Commodities on gold. Okay, so now let's start with the daily time frame. on gold. Now if you look at the way gold closed yesterday, look at this. Let's look at this on daily time frame. Personally, towards the end of yesterday, I was actually on a sell on gold. But you know, well, I cannot doubt that or cannot argue that gold is giving us some kind of bullish it's giving us some kind of bullish momentum right now. If you check the daily time frame, if you see how day before yesterday closed after the CPI data pushed gold down, you see how the daily time frame closed. It closed like a hammer, or a dragonfly doji, although this has a body, right? And then it confirmed it. It confirmed it with a bullish candle yesterday. So yesterday was quite bullish, right? Yesterday was quite bullish. So up until the 230 data comes, there is this technically we should expect that continued push up on gold. Okay, so you expect that continued push up, that bullish momentum actually on gold. Now, if you check it out, you'll notice that if I use a trend line here, you will see that you see how gold has been protected by a kind of this uptrend here, right? Being protected. But the truth is that even gold itself, as bullish as it is headed towards a very strong resistance. It's headed towards a verified resistance, right? Good. And there's a high chance that it could actually hit that resistance. Personally, it depends on how long it takes before gold gets here. If gold gets here towards that 230 session, there's a high chance that it will fall from this zone. So what I would advise if you're trading gold today, is you could have a sell stop on gold. You could have a sell stop at 2000. You can have a sell stop at 2000.80, and then take profit at around 1996. Okay, but if you're trading gold right now, I think that in terms of scalping gold, I would advise to actually look out for scalping a buy. You can scalp a buy on gold and take stop loss maybe around 2000, but you can scalp a buy on gold till around, I believe gold should give us that bullish move till around 2007. So if you're trading gold, you can scalp a buy on gold to around 2007. Okay, you're trading gold, scalp a buy on gold around 2007. But you see, at this verified resistance of 2010, guys, you will need to be careful around that zone. Let price comfortably close above that place before we can consider buying further. But right now, you can scalp a buy to around 2007. Okay, you can scalp a buy to around 2007, right? So there's a lot of bullish momentum on gold, and I just feel that when the 230 data comes out, I feel like there's going to be strength in the dollar. Okay, but right now there's bullish momentum on gold. We can take advantage of that bullish momentum on gold, but don't sleep too long on it, okay? Because gold is already around a strong resistance, okay? It's already around the strong, but we also have a sell stop at 2000. We have a sell stop at 2000, and then take profit at 1996, okay? Take profit at 1996. Let's look at oil. Okay, now if you check gold on the daily time frame, you can tell that gold is also at like a resistance point. Okay, even on the daily time frame, gold is at a resistance point. Well, I'm sorry, this is oil. Yeah, this is oil. Now, day before yesterday, we had an interesting candlestick pattern on the daily time frame. That's this inverted hammer like this. Okay, we had this inverted hammer here, and it would have been very interesting if oil actually confirmed it, but it did not. So I feel like we're still going to have a lot of, and this is oil on weekly time frame. There's going to be a lot of range because we had this bullish candle, we have bearish engulfing, no confirmation on weekly time frame. So there's going to be a range on oil. Okay, I feel like we are going to that point where we're going to see a range. Price is going to do up and down between a fixed support and a fixed resistance zone. And if you check it on 1 hour, this looks like that zone. This place like this looks like a zone where oil is likely going to bounce around. Oil is likely going to bounce, give us up, give us down, give us up, give us down, give us up, give us down. You understand? Ahead, just like this, until we have a very good breakout. Okay, so for my advice on gold, seeing on oil, seeing how it broke or how it hit that particular resistance and is actually retracing, we can see that even on 15 minutes, oil is on a verified support on 15 minutes. So there's lack of volatility in the market, which means that oil may likely do a lot of pullback and all that. Okay, so what I would advise is that if oil I can have a sell stop on oil at 82.45. Let's look at it within that range, right? Good. So, like I was saying, oil is going to bounce up and down within this zone for a while. I feel oil will bounce up and down. So, okay, let's look out for better entry. If oil is going to bounce up and down within this zone, I could have a sell stop. So what I can do, I can have first of all, I can have a sell limit here. I can have a buy limit here. Because most times when you get to a ranging market, one of the best ways to trade a ranging market is the use of limit orders. Okay, so let's use limit orders. I can have limit orders at the top, limit orders at the downside. Okay, so I could have my sell limit at 83.30. I can have my sell limit at 83.30. And if I take that sell limit at 83.30, I can at least take profit at around 82.30. Okay, so I can have my sell limit at 83.30, take profit at 82.30. Okay, then I can have my buy limit. I can have my buy limit at 80.70. I can have my buy limit at 80.70. Okay, have my buy limit at 80.70 and then take profit at if I take my buy limit at 80.70, I can take profit at 81.80. I can take profit at 81.80. I'll take that again. My sell limit on oil, I can have my sell limit at 83.30. I can have my sell limit at 83.30, take profit at 82.30. Okay, and then I can have a buy limit. Can have a buy limit at 80.70 or 80.75 and then take profit at 81.80. Take profit at 81.80. Take profit at 81.80. You understand? So because like I said, it's very possible that we have a lot of bounce up and bounce down between this support and resistance. Okay, maybe up until the 230 data actually comes out. Okay, yeah, so that's for so we looked at yes, okay, yes, okay, so let's move on. I think we're able to cover a lot within a short time. Of course, we're going to still have information on WhatsApp channel. We're still going to have our live trading session by 3 p.m. later today. So there's still going to be a lot of market information. But if there's one thing I want us to remember around what we talked about today, we talked about the fact that for GBP, we talked about divergence. Actually explains divergence to us. And I used Euro USD to explain divergence. I think that is where I would like to end today's speech. Whatever it is, right? We talked about divergence today. We used our candlestick pattern along with the RSI. We said that when you notice between two lows like this, you see that this is a higher low. But when you check on your RSI, you see that your RSI is giving you a lower low. That's what we call a divergence. And that is why when you see something like that, you're going to go with what your RSI is showing you. You're going to go with what your RSI is showing. So there's a high chance that because of that, that's why even if Euro USD was buying, we're actually expecting a sell on Euro USD because of that divergence, right? So we said a sell on Euro USD, but we now said because of the fact that there's a strong support here, let price close below this particular point and then we can sell further. So one important thing we talked about today is divergence with your RSI. okay, divergence with your RSI, you know, where you have a higher low on your chart, but on your RSI, you are having a lower low. Or you have a lower so if you have a lower low on your chart, you have a lower low on your chart, but on your RSI, you have a higher low. That means that there's a high chance that your chart is about to bite back to the upside. Sometimes you could actually have, like in this case here, we have a higher low. From this low to this low is higher than this one. So this is a higher low. But my RSI shows me that it is a lower low. That's a divergence. I will go with what my RSI is showing me, and I will be looking out for a sale in that market. You understand? So the RSI is default setting. Okay, the RSI is default setting. So it's not, please, you guys, just listen to what, it's why I stay off the comment. Just listen to what I'm saying. I've explained it, that what divergence is the fact that these things are going in different directions. That's what divergence means. They are going in different directions. That's what so it's not it's not divergence setting. You understand? It's just the fact that you're not setting the divergence. The RSI will show you if there's a divergence. Okay, when you have like this and like this here. So this one now is showing to the upside, but this one is showing to the what? To the downside, and that's why the divergence. And that's why I did not still go in for an instant sell. I did not say, oh, divergence, instant sell. I still said let price break that particular support, and then I can sell further, right? That's what I said. But you know, that is how we trade divergence in the market. Okay, that's how we trade divergence in the market. Also, we look at the dollar and we notice that let me see if, because the NFP we had, listen, we also saw a divergence in the market, and that's what made us actually say, oh, this or this or this. You know, right now, if you check the dollar index, there is no there's no divergence, because you see how price has behaved like this. That is also how the RSI has behaved. So there's no form of divergence in the market right now. Understand? But if we want to check an example of divergence, let's see. Let's look out for an example of divergence. Let's look at smaller time frames so that we can quickly tell just to explain it quickly, and then okay, look at this example also. This is dollar index on 15 minutes. Now look at from this low to this place. This is a lower low, right? This is a lower low. But if you trace your RSI down to that same point, if you trace your RSI down to that same point, you can see that your RSI is giving you what? Look at where this one is doing down, like this one is doing up. So what happens from that nearest support? Price pushes up. This 15 minutes, so price does not go so far, but this is it. So some people may even argue with you that that is a better way to use RSI than even overbought or oversold, you know, because we also use RSI for overbought majorly or popularly for overbought or oversold. But you know, divergence is also something that you can use this thing. Okay, so that's the default setting. But guys, yeah, a lot of things are coming your way. We intend, like I said, we're going to be having we are beefing up our activities. Trading, like we said, Rally Trade is one of the busiest brokers, having meetings, training sessions almost 3 times in a day, you know. But what we now intend to do now is to come physically to our various locations for special training. I just want that we make time available for things like that. Okay, once you get information that will be coming for our outstation, Akure, Oshogbo, Benin, Warri, we will be coming for live training. Okay, special strategy sessions like this that you can use. Okay, so yeah, we're very interested in you having the necessary knowledge so that you can do very well for yourself. Okay, so yeah, but I think that's the much that we'll be taking today. We will continue. If the instrument you wanted us to look at was not looked at, please don't feel bad. Others will look at, you can take advantage of that. Okay, but by 3 p.m. today, we'll have the live session. Even on WhatsApp, you'll be getting updates from us. Okay, so yeah, but that's the much that we'll be taking today. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry, Debo. I will not be taking Euro GBP. Maybe we'll take it during the live trading session. Okay. As well. So just work with others. Except if you have an existing entry on that, you can reach out to your account officer. Let them know. Olugbenga, you said lover. Oh, lover of the masses. Yeah, we'll be visiting these guys 3 p.m. for the session. Okay. The WhatsApp, it's a WhatsApp channel, so it's a link. It's not a WhatsApp. Okay, let me drop the link again. The WhatsApp channel link. Drop the WhatsApp channel link and so yes, everywhere, even Abuja, we have very good trainings Mondays and Wednesdays in the afternoon. Mondays and Wednesdays 2 p.m. in Abuja. We have strategy sessions, so you can join us. You understand? 2:30 p.m. is for PPI. Yes, 2:30 p.m. is for PPI. Okay. Kenny, you need to also put on your notification. The channel does not, the setting for WhatsApp channel does not pop up. You understand? So you just need to put on your notification when the channel. So when a message comes in, you'll be notified. We will be in Enugu. Today, sir, we are in Enugu. We are having a training in Enugu today. We are having a training in Enugu today, like this, as I'm talking to you now. Although it's for our newbies, but today is day 2, so we'll be looking at more. It's for newbies. You know, we had a seminar last week, so that's why we're having this thing for this. Let me give you the location. Okay, so that's the Telegram link. That's the Telegram link. There's afternoon class by 3 p.m. with the same link. Okay, there's afternoon class by 3 p.m. with this same link. Okay, so you can join us. We have like a refresher session on Enugu Art. We have Golden Royal Hotel, so we have that. You can join us by 10 a.m. today for the person in Enugu. Okay, so Enugu AI, right? We will do that. We were trying to also come up with like an online package for you guys so that you can take advantage of. Of course, we were in Abuja yesterday and it was awesome. Okay, so yes, but yeah, thank you so much, guys. We will be hearing from us again. When your RSI shows overbought, don't sell immediately. You can look out for the nearest support zone to sell from. Sorry, the nearest resistance zone to sell from, or you also look out for candlestick patterns before you sell. And RSI is the indicator. RSI divergence is the shape. You understand? So you find a divergence on the RSI. So maybe there are 1 or 2 persons that have designed what they call RSI divergence. But what I'm saying is that you can see divergence from the RSI indicator. That's what I've explained. Okay. So yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. This is the much we can take today. God bless you all. Wish you a very profitable session. TGIF, guys. Bye for now.